Originally released in 2003, the Honda Pilot is now in its third generation and all new for 2016. This one is the top-of-the-line Elite version. So will I be impressed? Let's find out. Well, form has to follow function in any SUV, but I think they've done a great job in making it look attractive. It's got a family resemblance to the MDX Acura and also the Honda Odyssey, which it shares platforms with. Overall, I think it's a nice modern shape, and those 20-inch wheels really set it off. There's nothing over the top in the interior in terms of its looks, but when you get a closer look, you'll see the seats are covered in leather. They're also ventilated and heated, as well as the steering wheel. And it's a nice modern look. You've got these large sunroofs, and even in the back there too, provides a lot of light, and that's great. So overall, just in terms of aesthetics, the interior looks good. You get a very large console here and an actual armrest right next to the seat. Inside the console storage here, you have a sliding tray, and you have, of course, deeper storage, and then a charger, plus a USB input, and a place to hook up your smarter iPhone. You get 2 cup holders, and this interesting take on transmission control. Park there, you press down here for reverse, neutral, that's actually your drive, and here you have your all-wheel drive selection. More on that later. And this button turns the auto engine on and off. Basically, it'll turn the engine off at a stoplight and then start again when you take your foot off the brake. More rubberized storage here, which is a nice place to put your phone. 2 USB inputs here and another outlet. The ventilation system is actually 3 zones. You can control the rear settings separately as well. Very convenient, and keeps everybody at their ideal temperature. Just below that, you have controls for your heated and ventilated seats, and also a disc in. The infotainment screen is very bright and easy to see. You can go ahead and get into where you need to be, navigation, what have you. I'm a little put off by the fact that it doesn't have volume or tuning knobs. I like the knobs, but it's easy enough to learn and get to where you're going. The steering wheel does have many controls on it. Here's your controls for the volume and channel here. Bluetooth down there. Heated steering wheel as well. You've got your adaptive cruise control buttons here and to the right. It's nice to have push button start. This button here actually controls the infotainment screen. You can go ahead and jog through to wherever you want to get to, and it'll take you there. These buttons here let you jog through a menu right on your gauge cluster here. Useful information. And on the gauge cluster you have a tachometer, nice digital readout of your speed there, and temperature, and also fuel gauge over here. To the left of the steering wheel you've got the Econ button, which basically makes sure you get the best fuel economy at all times, and controls for your outside mirrors there. Just below that you can turn off your safety controls like parking sensors and lane keep assist, also traction control, which I never recommend you cancel, but I would leave them all on. They're very helpful. On the door you get 2 memory settings for the seat, power window and door lock controls here, and you can pop the trunk or the gas filler there. You also have 3 storage options in the door as well. And there you have it, a very modern, tech-savvy, and comfortable interior. If you can pull yourself away from staring at the beautiful trees in the sky, well, you've got your own monitor in back, and each side gets their own headphones. That's a nice touch. 2 captain's chairs, very comfortable, and they're also heated too. As I mentioned before, you have your own zone for heating and cooling back here. Lots of controls for that monitor as well, plus a charger. Both seats have armrests, and you also get a very large storage area down here with 2 cup holders. There's some storage in the door too with 2 cup holders and a little bit more down here. Use this button here on the seat, and the seat slides forward for easy access to your seating for 3 back here. I guess 2 would be most comfortable. Now you can also just go ahead and collapse this second row seat too. Just tap the back here and of course your lift gate will rise and you'll have access to a nice sized trunk area. You also get another power outlet back here, but of course you can fold down all the seats and then you have very good cargo space, even with seating for 3. Powering the Honda Pilot Elite is a 3.5-liter single overhead cam I-VTEC direct injection V6, which produces 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 takes 6.1 seconds onto a top speed of 121 miles per hour. Fuel economy is rated at 19 miles per gallon in the city, 26 on the highway. You can expect 22 miles per gallon overall. That's because of the all-wheel drive system. But you do get a 9-speed automatic. Pricing for the Honda Pilot starts out at $31,045. This one, of course, is the Elite version, and it starts out at $46,420. But you're out the dealer door actually at $47,300. There's really no options because it comes fully loaded with everything. Of course, you get heated and ventilated seats, leather seating, even a heated steering wheel. You get the latest HD radio, Sirius satellite radio, which I love, navigation, of course, and you get, of course, those nice moon roofs up there. You also get plenty of standard safety built in, which includes the Honda Sensing Package, collision mitigation braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, and road departure mitigation. You also get blind spot info system with cross traffic. Now, of course, there's plenty of competition out there from the likes of the Dodge Durango, the Ford Explorer, the Hyundai Santa Fe, the Toyota Highlander, and the Mazda CX-9, just to name a few. But Honda really has the advantage of that long-term, decade-spanning name recognition. Honda's been around since the 60s, really, and they really caught on in the 70s when the gas crisis came about and small cars were needed by everyone. They were great cars. They were affordable, they were reliable, and that really said a lot. And the fact that they were economical too was, of course, the main reason that people were buying them, but really also the icing on the cake. They were fun cars to own, and Honda really has come a long way with cars like the Elite here. This is really an excellent large SUV. It does everything you want, and it does it with Honda style. You know, you're not integrated with the normal sort of shift knob, and it's a little quirky at first, but what it does is it gives you a nice flat dash. The materials are nice. It's got Honda style. It's immediately recognizable as a Honda, and that's a good thing. And turning back to the economical aspects, well, I've been averaging 28 miles per gallon, and you know, you can expect an overall of about 23. But to put that in perspective, my daily driver is a old Audi TT Quattro Roadster. You can actually see my review of that one and see me driving it in the snow too as well, which is a nice video. But my point is, that one gets about 23 miles per gallon overall, and it's just a small little two-seater. This is a huge SUV, and it averages 23, but right now, as I said, 28.1 miles per gallon is what I'm averaging. So that's really impressive when you take a 7-passenger large SUV with all-wheel drive. That, of course, affects your fuel economy a bit. So overall, even though this is a huge SUV, it's actually economical too for what it is. Now, in terms of my Drivin technology integration score, well, I'm going to give the Honda actually a 7. And it gets a 7 because I'm kind of a fan of volume knobs and also tuning knobs for the infotainment screen. And this one actually doesn't have it. It's a different execution, but you know, take that with a grain of salt because maybe you like it. It's certainly, I'd say, 70% intuitive, but there are a lot of controls. Even on the steering wheel, there's more menu buttons than you're used to on other cars. And like I said, no real knobs to control the infotainment screen. And it does offer a lot of tech, and it is easy to use once you get used to it and know where everything is. Also, the transmission is quirky at first. Again, it's pretty easy to get used to, but it might mess up some people. So again, 7 out of 10. Now, in terms of the handling, well, it's got a very high center of gravity, so there's not much handling to discuss. But that being said, especially because of the all-wheel drive, it grips better than you think it should or think it could. Let's check out the handling balance of the Honda Pilot here. all-wheel drive. It's a wet day, and as you can see, someone's off the road over there, and this Pilot Elite didn't even slip on that turn at all, and there is ice there, so definitely 2 thumbs up for the Pilot's all-wheel drive system. Of course, for a more sporty feel, you can also use these paddle shifters on the steering wheel too, if you like. So here I am with the Smart Cruise Control on. You can set the buffer right here, which tells you how close you are to the car in front of you, how close it'll keep you. I've got the shortest distance here, and so it'll keep me basically a safe distance from that car in front of me. I have it set for about 64 miles an hour right now, and there you have it. We're on 64 miles an hour, but if someone gets in my way, slows down, well, it'll slow me down too. So that's what adaptive cruise control is all about, and it's great. Now, I also have the blind spot warning on right here. So as you can see, I'm going to have an orange light here. There it goes. And with most of them, it's actually on the mirror, but this one is in the car. It makes it a little easier to see. And if I have somebody in that blind spot and I turn my signal on, it'll also make an audible sound. Now it's telling me steering required because I have my hands off the wheel. Of course, I'm doing that on purpose because the road is curving here. But, of course, it's never a good idea to keep your hands off the steering wheel. But these features are here not to drive for you, but to keep you safe, and they really are quite effective, and I think they definitely will save lives too. The steering wheel is actually a little bit hard to steer when you're in this mode, but it is watching for you constantly, so some people will turn it off, but you really should keep it on if you're on a long journey, or if you're feeling sleepy at all. You should definitely keep it on just for your safety. Of course, again, you should not ever depend on these features to keep you safe, but it is nice to know they're there, and they do work very well. So great safety features here in the Honda Pilot, and it's also nice to know that the engine and transmission are made in America, and the whole car is assembled in America too. Plus, about 3/4 of the parts are also made in North America, that is America and Canada. So you can feel proud to buy this Honda because it's creating American jobs. Well, snow is in the forecast today, but no problem here in the Honda Pilot Elite because you're riding high. You've got a great view all around you, no issues whatsoever, and even if it does snow, you've got all-wheel drive and great ground clearance too. You feel like the king of the road. You have a commanding view all around you, and you know that there's really nothing that the Honda Pilot can't handle. That's why people buy these large SUVs. Of course, that and the seating for up to 8 people, and the fact that you can put a lot of people and cargo back there, the fact that you never have to worry about anything weather-wise, and the fact that you have towing capability as well, off-road capability if you want it, although let's face it, not a lot of Honda Pilots are going to go off-road. You know that if you wanted to, it could definitely handle it. This button here gives you options with the all-wheel drive system. You can choose from normal, snow, mud, and sand. Now sand goes ahead and actually cancels the traction control. You just heard the engine click in there. That was the auto start stop feature, which saves gas. Checking out the night look on the Honda Pilot here, and it looks great actually. You got these blue lights illuminating the doors and also the storage area over there. Infotainment screen looks great. Gauges look great. You can even see everything on the steering wheel that you need to see, and over on the door as well. Very nice. So in the end, with the Honda Pilot Elite here, you really have a very capable and large SUV. You can carry up to 8 passengers, you can tow with it, you can go off-road with it, and you're certainly not going to be suffering in terms of luxury, comfort, or tech as well. Don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Drivin' Ivan.